Good afternoon, Lindsey. I want to tell you a story about a boy named Chris Collier. This boy was my best friend. His dad was a terrible influence. His dad did not like him. Chris Collier lived for about 7 years before he began to sin. Sort of the same way, basically the exact same way his dad would sin. It grows into him, Lindsey. Notice that I'm going down as I speak about this boy. This man, he ends up turning 24. Chris Collier turns 24. At this point in life, every man here, and it has since the beginning, Lindsey, in their forever home, the hardness of their heart chooses that they will accept what all the demons that were in their heart as a boy chose for them to do. So Chris Collier accepted sin that his father did through his heart. The sin, he was able to have his best friend, who is I, not hang around him anymore. Chris Collier began to hate Lindsey. I was a good boy. Hating a good boy, hating a good girl is a sin, a huge sin. Lindsey, about 75% of men, when they go up, they are judged quickly and effectively, and they start the process of hell. 75% will go to the first day that they started sinning with their demons, if they made it over the age of 24. So, Chris Collier begins to go through his hell that day. We'll just say this right here, that I am saying, but it's not the truth, but this is just this to show you, for instance, that his first day of sinning was whenever his father got him to hate I. So, Chris Collier starts his hell on that day. Now, Lindsey, the boys never learn how to do the will of Christ. They never do. It's part of the plagues. Having the will of Christ, you got to be good. Not act good, but be good. You understand. His first day in hell, he has to rectify that first day of hating I. See, once a boy begins to hate, it don't stop there. His first day in hell, just with the sin with I, he has to spend over 4 years, Lindsey, rectifying what he did. You will see what we have, because what he has to go through brings everything good to our home, our forever. His first day of sinning starts there. Every day after that, he's going to be there in hell, because he never ever gets over his sin. He has to stay there, just with that sin from what I told you. It's that many years, Lindsey, in hell. Chris Collier ended up being a demon in my prophecy, Lindsey. The amount of hell he will get for overcoming my heart and making I do the things that I did not want to do, he's going to burn for a long time to rectify it. It happens in the day by day sequence that we have here. He is 44 years old. On his 44th year, which will take a long, long, long time to get to in hell, he will begin to be slaughtered for years, decades, because of what he chose for I to do when he overcame my heart. It's a long process for these men. We've got people like Saddam Hussein, bin Laden. We've got people like that are evil, that killed innocent people with their own hands. It's going to take forever, but we got the time. Do you see what I'm getting at? Lindsey, the most closest men that I was close to, like my grandfather on my mother's side, he has chosen heinous stuff for me to be a part of throughout my life. Lindsey, you you have had to go through heinous stuff. Also, that's saying it poorly. That's saying it poorly. But it was chosen for you, Lindsey. Your husband. You see, all these men, we see what they do, but then we don't see what they do. And what we don't see them do ends up being what they choose. You'll see what I mean. And whenever they go to sleep, they're given decisions over your life. And the hardness of their heart chooses you. Your husband will have to spend at least 14 years, at least, for the events that you had to go through, that you had to be a part of, that had to be included in your life. You are the daughter of the kingdom of the heart, Lindsey. These men, whenever it gets time, because your husband is the age he is, when he gets to that age in hell, he will begin to go through what he has chosen for you. But it's on that day in the past. You see what I'm saying? Almost got it confused with today. But you see, hell follows them their whole life. Yes, because they have to go back to their day by day. And depending on what they have done, that will depend on what we give them. It's what we give them. Osama bin Laden, some of his days he will never make it out of, but he has to keep going until the end. He has to. It's just that we will give him a couple of different spirits to do it. You see what I'm saying? He'll be stuck over here, dying, being slaughtered over and over for an event that he will never ever be able to rectify. He'll have to spend eternity in there. Adolf Hitler, too. And they will keep on having different spirits having to go to their different parts of their life. Hitler will never make it out. The whole Nazi regime, the top 200, they will never make it out in eternity. You see what I'm saying? Some days they won't be able to make it out. Some days they will. So what I'm saying is that Osama bin Laden, on September 11th of 2001, he will stay in that day for an eternity. But we have to go on to September 12th, and then he will begin his process there too. It all starts as they're a child and they work their way up. You needed to hear that. I love you, Liz. Take care of your precious heart exactly the way you need to. Think about how, because I will take care of every square inch